Good evening. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. It is Tuesday. It is the final, we mean it this time, the final instalment of The Investigators, because it is the epilogue. And I will let the DM tell us all about that.
Indeed it is. It is also very satisfyingly session 100. I made it.
Couldn't have
I
planned
managed
it
to
if we
drag it
tried.
out. Yeah, wow. Where do we start? I should have probably written something to go through everything, but it's been a busy time. What a ride it's been. We have had a group of people meet and go on adventures investigating time portals that were popping up. During those investigations, we discovered secrets about the gods and all sorts of other things going on. And it turns out that the gods that were in place, the 9 gods that we started with, were not the original gods of this world. They had, in fact, been mortal once and had found their way to the divine realm and taken power there, and subsequently taken their seats as the gods. The old god of time, due to someone kind of cracking the fabric of reality with an enormous pearl of spell holding, containing an enormous amount of arcane power, kind of woke up the subjugated god of time, the original god, who began trying to bash his way through the fabric of reality, causing these time rifts. One such creature that was met along the way was a rather young and brash red dragon called Contarara, who attacked the party at one time, but they slipped away, angering her. She then chased them down across the other side of the world during the tail end of one of these temporal events, engaging with and fighting the party once more, surrounded by these golems from the future. Contarara was once again defeated, and she, attempting to flee, teleported in the wake of a temporal event. This, accidentally, but fortuitously for her, sent her back in time to when the new gods were mortal. She joined their party, took control of them, and led them into the divine realm, becoming the 10th god, Dusk. Sometimes. With some knowledge, I don't have my mask with me, or should I say mask. With some, there we go, thank you, Philly. With knowledge of what had happened, the ever-changing party, we'll say, having met and lost some people along the way. Not everyone. We've got, it's not a full Triggers Broom situation. Ship of Theseus, if you're ancient Greek. Yes, for having found some things out, discovered about 3 immortals, the favoured of the gods. Once there were a number of immortals, the favoured of the new gods, who were granted immortality, as long as they did their bidding. Most of these will let go over time as they served their purpose and fulfilled their roles. 3 still existed, tied to what are generally considered the bad gods. Vastro, Isthala, and Hanumo. These 3 individuals were sought out, starting with Jakoto, who became a firm friend of the party, I would say. Meeting Jakoto and fighting her in rather a good fight. Sasha certainly enjoyed. Zaviel not so much. Jakoto gave up some of those secrets of the gods and about her relationship with Vastroi before he became a god, and led the party on the path of seeking the 3 parts of the key that could unlock the path to the gods. Jakoto having one of them, and the other 2 being held by the 2 other remaining immortals. Oh, and while they were there, Kral managed to explode the mountain that we were in, killing off quite a number of fire giants that lived in the mountain. Good times. The next immortal to be sought out was Renee, tied to Hanumo, a very bad dude. Renee was once an elf banished to what became known as Hanumo Island, somewhere nobody goes voluntarily. Banished by the elves, they ended up on the island, and over time became the Drow. Renee wanted freedom from this island, so once the party had found her, an agreement was met, and Bernia traded some elven blood for the remaining part of the key, freeing the Drow from the island. That won't have any consequences at all. Not in this campaign, anyway. We'll see what comes next. The final piece of the key was held by a very unknown character, really. The Dream Lord, as his title, tied to Isthala, who sort of is the god of poisons and nightmares and generally bad things. But Sasha rather cleverly managed to, with the help of a sleep potion of some sort, some description, managed to contact the Dream Lord and struck a very vague deal. In the coming few days, there was the penultimate rift going down in Kantichi, the kind of hub of the world, the home of the wizards. And the party fought and battled and defeated some rather odd creatures that were quadrupedal armoured tanks, literally armoured with some sort of magic resisting metal, which of course was interest to certain forging types. Upon defeating them, he goes and has a little lie down and wakes up in the morning to be told that the rift's about to open. And we end up in a time loop situation, but it's not your standard time loop. It's the Dream Lord. The first time was real, and all subsequent times were just part of the dream, looping through until it was figured out and the Dream Lord was satisfied with the entertainment you'd given him and gave over his final part of the key. With all 3 parts of the key, we started thinking about getting to the realm of the gods. There were a few things to clean up. One particular monster that had slipped through from the future, the Ridigita, that had once terrified or decimated, really, 2 armies on the eastern continent that our very own Bernia was a survivor of. Now, strengthened and with powerful friends, the Ridigita was found and just about defeated.
Marmalised.
Wasn't close. Wasn't close at all.
Wasn't close whatsoever. We definitely didn't only have 2 people conscious at the end of that fight.
I'm sure I probably had almost all my hit points.
Well, you probably did because you're indestructible.
I thought the stag was indestructible.
Indestructible.
No, self-destructible.
Can't prove I'm dead.
That's true.
Can't prove you alive either.
True. I am a paradox.
Ironic that the two claiming to be
Nice
indestructible, one was disintegrated and one is exploded in a forgotten realm somewhere.
Hey, I'm cheap to get back again.
Yes. So the Iridigator was dispatched, and we also forged a blade worthy of a warrior for the gods for Bernier, and we dealt with a
Yeah,
rather
nobody can
despicable
pronounce.
character who was trying to with a name no one can pronounce. Yes.
Arkla.
Skorkla.
Cloaca.
I can mumble random syllables
Forest,
as well.
Just call it the Forest's Claw, you'll be fine.
Cool. Right. Yes, we also helped Kroll when some rather shady character from his past tried to convince him that his old mentor was still alive and ambush him and murder him for secrets that Kroll didn't really have.
Yes.
Good stuff. But he had a mech suit, so, you know.
Mech shell.
Sorry?
He had a mech shell, didn't he? Kral.
No, the
Oh, the other guy. Yeah.
Viggs had the
Yeah.
mech suit that exploded. I like things to explode at the end.
No, really?
It go boom.
I've experienced that twice at least.
I definitely didn't forget for Contorara to explode as well, but you almost exploded her yourself anyway, so
Yeah.
I didn't really need to.
I tried.
Yes, and with some issues with your intended route to the realm of the gods using an old wizarding laboratory buried in some pocket dimension under the Cantetian capital, which got exploded by some point. There definitely wasn't any internal shenanigans amongst the party with a traitor amongst the midst in that. But a new method was devised by Several, ex-Grandmaster Several, the one who created the spell pole that started all of this. He devised a method, having researched the lab and the interdimensional portal that was being constructed there. He devised a ritual, presumably similar to the original ritual that got the mortals who became the gods to the divine realm. Heading to the original site of that explosion, that Lion Sandemian battlefield, to begin the ritual, there was quite the defensive battle, trying to stave off the minions of Contorara for a night while you opened the portal. Some heavy moments in that when Atan finally revealed himself to be serving Contorara. And one of his final deeds was to disintegrate Sasha.
Oops.
This angered Bug greatly.
It did.
Yes.
Yeah. And Several also pulled a Several and tried to force a second immense spell through the portal that had just opened. But the pearl was kept safe. Several's arm was severed. And we headed to the divine realm. Sasha was brought back with the help of Amriel, played by Philly. Before chilling out there for a little bit, and then taking on Contoraro. Lovely big fight. Lots of ups and downs. Couple of deaths. Yeah, spell pull with Bernia down the throat. Fun times, nearly. And then to get banished back to the material plane to nearly start all of this all over again. But the fight was won. In the deal with the old gods returning to power, they forced the banishment of the 4 remaining new gods. And also the destruction of the Pearl, which was to be taken to another realm where it could be contained and detonated. Mazdak valiantly volunteered, joyfully it seemed at the time, volunteered to take it and detonate it.
Well, it wasn't more really a volunteer, it was more of a take it before anybody else could do it. Because, you know, if I didn't do it, it probably wouldn't have been done right.
Be me. Someone else would have done it wrong.
Exactly.
And I've absolutely missed so many wonderful and interesting things and characters and people, and some of the characters who've sort of been and gone in the campaign. And Imarius was just Dan's incredible chaos tiefling that just did whatever was most interesting at the time,
Which was
to the annoyance of everyone else.
phenomenal.
And the fungal hag who became his patron for a while,
She was great.
and the future Mazdak that came back and then became his patron and then became one with the Weave. But
Don't forget the most important character. You've missed the most important NPC. Meglina. The tiny bear.
Only bear.
Tiny bear, best character.
Bonus reward for staring down a hag and saying no.
good stuff. And I'm sure we can throw out other things worth talking about. But for now, you guys are back on the material plane, back in this muddied field in the morning after the battle. The Drow have moved off. We've been told that they've headed north to Halvavik, try and find shade for the day. There are lots of bodies around. There's still plenty of Asimar, the mercenaries of Onelia. So, yeah, what's happening? What are we doing in the moment?
I want to look for a Tan's body.
I would be holding Sash's hand.
I'll be
Okay, Morgret.
looking for
Sorry, Sasha.
Israel.
You're going to look for Azrael.
Raoul will accompany Morgrax.
Right. So as well, we'll start there because Azrael is sort of slumped against a tree when you find him.
Are you okay, my friend?
Ah. He sort of just says nothing but holds out a hand for you to help pull him up.
I will
And
do
he's
this.
sort of pain and clutching his side. I haven't fought like that since. Well, shouldn't go into that.
I will
I'll
use
leave that.
my sword to do a bit of healing.
Swords are good at that.
Well, it is if it's been blessed by an artificer. So 17 hit points back.
I imagine you sort of activate it in whatever way you do and just sort of press it against the wound and it sort of cauterizes. Ah! Thank you.
That helps.
Ah. I think I'll live.
Glad to hear it.
You're back. That's good. How goes it? Are we...
False God is no more. None of them are. The ones that have survived have been banished back to the mortal realm, and the old gods are taking their place.
Very interesting. Big change ahead then. Well, if anyone could do it, he sort of slaps a hand on your shoulder. I didn't think it would be you, but you did it anyway.
I got the killing blow, so
Nice. Well,
but I couldn't have got there without my friends.
yes. Tough punch then. Well, I think I need to be getting home. Long walk. But I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Bug,
Yeah.
would you be able to help them get home quicker?
Where's home?
Oninia, you've been there. Where I'm from.
I don't know. How?
You been there? I can't remember now.
Very briefly, I think.
When we were chasing the Everburn.
Yes.
I don't know. Let me just have a look. Give me a second, and I'll have a look in my brain.
There's a dead red dragon next year. What can?
Yeah, we don't care about him.
No, pity.
While Bug,
We'll give him to Kroll to make him, so Kroll can make him into a set of armor for somebody or something.
I mean, I didn't want to be insensitive, but I did, that did cross my mind.
Says the turtle that blew up a mountain full of giants.
It's fine.
You
That
go
was
back to fix
unintentional.
it, it'll be fine.
what's a war crime between friends?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was unintentional, and I'm going to fix it.
So we'll cut to Morgrax then while we wait for Bug. You were going to see.
Yes. What state is his corpse in, just out of curiosity?
Very stabbed.
Hmm.
Very particularly stabbed because Bug kind of just
Yeah,
went to town.
dance on him.
Yeah.
I won't be able to do anything until the next day, so I shall set up a campfire and brew some tea. 2 cups, because obviously Kral is there. But Morgrax will be unusually quiet about it, not her chatty self.
I mean, y'all ain't gonna think of resurrecting him, are you?
No, Kral, nothing like that. I know in the end he was just a traitor, but to me he was a very dear friend.
To be honest, he was very much a good help, but a traitor's a traitor. And if I was looking to be really insensitive, I would harvest everything and reuse it. But
Well, once I'm done with my business, you are free to do as you wish.
I was going to say I love you dearly, Morgrax, and I would not do that without your consent.
Thank you.
And Kroll will just basically settle onto the little flap will open with the little stand, and it will deploy, and he'll just lean back and enjoy his cup of tea.
Right, well, I could do something tomorrow, but I'd have to have a sleep first. But I don't know, did I see any big enough trees or bushes or something that I could talk to where you need to go? I mean, I was only there for a short while, but I mean, I don't usually talk to trees and stuff. I usually set fire to them. But if you can think of a tree or a bush that's quite big that I might have seen, then maybe I can get him sent back like that through the bushes.
What do you think, DM?
Sure. I mean, there's no reason not to. We'll say, I mean, most of the great houses of Oninia have kind of ceremonial trees that have been preserved and looked after for a long time.
Yeah.
Let's say you saw the one. There was a town. I can't remember what it was called. Shlew. That was the one that you went past. Shlew. Yes, that's where Sasha's sister lives.
Right, okay. Right, I could send him to Shoo. If that's any good. But it'd have to be in the morning because I need to have a sleep and then change my spells in the morning.
What say you, old friend?
I can hang about for a day if it gets me home quicker.
Anyone who wants to is more than welcome to, as long as...
It'd have to go through pretty quick.
How long is it? Oh, is it like a 6-second opening?
It is... No, I've lost it again now. Transport via plants. Duration 1 round, yeah. As long as it's on the same plane of existence, I can do it.
Sure. Yeah. We'll
It's
say
literally
that.
open for 6 seconds, so it's a case of open it, run through, and chunk, it's shut.
Yeah.
Was it only Azrael and the Shadow Singers left?
Yeah, there's sort of, I don't know, I can't remember how many came. It was like 60 or so. There's maybe 20 left. And we'll say they can all get through in 6 seconds.
Line up and off they go.
Yeah.
You can always cast.
I'm sure Kroll can make a little like rail track, and
Yeah.
you can pile them all on a little cart sat on top of it, and get it pushed at some speed. You open it, they go straight through.
Like the escalators you get at the airport that just go straight flat.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of raw material, and I've got the fabricate spell.
If you want to creatively come up with some solution, you can. I'm just saying we can get all 20 of them through.
Sounds like a planet. Janet,
Bug.
it's all right.
So, Morgrax.
Yes.
Wait, you were going to wait until tomorrow anyway, because like
Yes, because I have to change up my spell list.
yeah. Okay, so it looks like you guys are sticking around here for a day.
Yeah.
No,
We can skip forward 24 hours unless there's nothing else to do.
but I'm not gonna get where I'm going until a couple of days anyway. So
You already
I'm just
gone?
walking. Yep. the body of Nagale in my arms, just walking off to the north.
Weird.
So 24 hours later, you can change up your spells. Bug, you can send everyone through.
Yep, will do.
So long rest, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. Well, no, not much rest if I got my way.
Down boy.
He's going to be bugging you from now on.
So, Warcrax, what spell were you using on Atan? True
Speak with the
Resurrection?
dead. Sorry, what was that?
I just assumed it was True Resurrection you were casting.
Oh yeah, of course.
Or
Like, that was fun last time. Let's go again. No. Because since we've come back from the godly realm, I still have no diamonds. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't cast it.
Yeah, that.
so you
God
cast
was rubbish,
Speak.
wasn't she?
Hmm?
Not one single diamond that got a healing. Jesus, so bad.
And if only she'd been the god of, like, mining and healing.
Just saying.
So
Anyway.
over that time, the 4 now mortals that had come back with you have all sort of dispersed. Well, 3 of them have. Doramond went west. Ocern went east. Leosol was sort of the most troubled, the most distraught by everything that's happened, it would seem. But eventually they sort of was convinced by Ocern to just go with them and hang out. Tursith, on the other hand, is staying with you guys. They want to go Tantichi with you.
Yep.
So they've sort of just been waiting.
So did you just say that as a parting gift they left a diamond for Warcrax?
Even if they did, you're not coming back, you motherfucker.
Love you, Fiddy.
Seems a bit harsh to me, but yeah, what do I know?
Sorry, quite like you, Fiddy.
You're my very best acquaintance.
So Morgrax casts Speak with Dead on the body of Atan.
I want to be around for this, if I may.
Sure. You have 5 questions.
Hello, old friend. If I asked... No, have to be careful. Why? Why did you do it?
2.
Fuck you.
That's mean.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
He's put down the mouse and can't remember where it is.
No, oh no, I don't want that. I want... No, I don't need a Dagger Heart book.
Finny,
lost
were
my
you not
PhD.
prepared for this? After banging
not
on about
really.
resurrection? Jesus. Come on, boy.
I mean, if I'd actually resurrected it, it'd be a poor show.
If you resurrected him, I'd smash him to pieces again. I would just chop him up into little bits.
Absolutely disgusting.
I actually don't have my PHB. Where is it?
You've only got to
What are you
answer a
trying to do?
question.
Yeah, but there's certain... There's certain...
Until
I
the
don't
spell
have to
ends,
tell
you
a
can
truth,
ask the
do I?
corpse up to 5 questions. Corpse only knew what he knew in life, including the language isn't new. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are antagonistic towards it or it recognizes you as an enemy. The spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit, thus the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events.
I think I got all that.
Good,
It's
because I'm
in
not
the chat.
repeating it.
Yeah, so you hear with a raspier voice than normal, than what Atan had. Why what?
You turned Contrara. Or maybe you always were hers. But you never told me.
I was always hers. She found me in a dark place
Skip.
and helped me.
Could I not have offered that help?
You were not there at the time.
No, when your bet was made, that was it.
Was that a question?
No, it wasn't. It was very clearly a statement. Just out of curiosity, Atana's still in dragon form, yeah?
Yeah.
Like being dragon form.
Eve Dragon.
I have no idea about this, so I'm asking this above the table. Is it possible for him to change back into the Dragonborn shape he had?
You could cast Reincarnate and hope for the best.
Once again, no.
I think
Funnily enough.
his real form is the dragon, is it? Right? So
Right.
it's unlikely that he'll be able to cast a spell to turn himself back into the form that you knew.
Yeah.
God, look at me being all DM-ish.
Gotta make some use of you tonight.
So tell me this then. Was I just a means to an end as part of your disguise?
Not at all. You helped my mother, and we did become friends. But it was just good fortune that Seti called upon us to help this group of investigators.
By my count, I'm on 4 questions, yes.
Yeah.
I do not have any cups that would be suitable for a dragon-sized portion of tea. Never mind that I'm not sure if you would be able to consume it. So instead, I'll simply invite you to sit here with me. The spell only lasts 10 minutes. So I would just have that time with my friend. So this is going to be a cutaway. I'm very deliberate, trying not to ask the 5th question to end the spell early.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, somewhat awkwardly, because of the size and shape of a dragon, it sort of sits there. I mean, there's nothing behind the eyes. It's just a vessel.
Yeah.
But you sit there and drink your cup of tea while Atan silently sits, sort of almost like waiting for the final question for a full 9 minutes that remain of the spell. When that time passes, Atan slowly just sort of falls back to the ground and lay there as he did when you found it.
Kral is still nearby, I take it.
Yes.
I have actually made myself super emotional with this.
It happens.
Fiddy, look what you've done.
You
Bastard.
bastard.
You made Mum cry.
There's a thought. Yeah, I'll just like quietly to Kralls, like, if you could also crap memento, please.
So he anticipated something like this, so he'll gather about 5 of the large scales and then use the fabricate spell. And sort of you'll just see them sort of shrink down into his hand, and then Kral will extend up, and there's a small effigy of Atan as he was, as we knew him, made from dragon scale.
Nice.
This is perfect, thank you.
With several convenient loops for where it can be added to a chain, or for Morgrax to hang on her belt or rope, because, you know, practicality.
Oh yes.
And he will sort of hand it over. You're all going to be all right.
In time.
Should have made him into a teapot.
Hey, it could be, you know, hollowed out and made into a salt shaker. It's fine.
Maybe I'll take his eyes and turn them into earrings.
With your
Do you say that out loud? In Morgrax's hearing.
I'm not there. If I was there, I would have. If he
That's
woke
okay.
up, I would have smacked him again with my sword just to shut it up. So I'm obviously not there.
That's okay then.
Also, something I should have mentioned is that when you cast the spell, at first you weren't even sure if you were going to be able to cast magic with Ambrielle no longer being around. But you test it out on a spell. Maybe you tried it out in the 24-hour period or waited for the Speak with Dead. But you cast it and things work as they have done. But there's a lack of flavour to it. You could almost feel, or certainly in the absence of it, you think back to how when you used to cast magic, you could feel Amriel's presence with you as if she was helping cast the magic. Now the magic still works, but it just doesn't have that
Warmth.
warmth to it, exactly.
So it's saying it's hot water without the tea bag.
Oh,
Even worse, it's lukewarm water with a tea bag in.
Ooh.
Oh, every single one of us being English has just gone, "Ooh, you dirty bastard."
I'm not even
It's
going
like-
to say what I was just thinking, because no, I'd make everybody shrivel up, because I was about to suggest the American. It feels like the American way of making tea.
that'd be ridiculous.
Microwave.
Don't.
Stop that. If there's one thing above all else that the English and the Irish can agree on, is the importance of a proper cup of tea.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
Don't be so racist. You're forgetting the Scottish. And we've got the best water for it.
Simmer down, James.
Don't you just drink alcohol and iron brew?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have something in between that.
And battered Mars bars.
You've got to have a cup of tea in the morning to get you ready for your iron brew, which is
It's only the Ouija's that have the Mars bars.
all of you
I
going
tried
Ouija's.
one. It was pretty gross. It's not
That's Ouija.
for me.
Yeah, the rest of them are going Ouija's. What?
Yes, I certainly am. But once business is concluded and everything is all in place. Yeah, the 5 of you, Bug, Kral, Mulgrex, Sasha, and Tursith.
Morgrax has given me permission to do so. So once she's done what she needed to do and have made her what she needs, I would then collect sort of 500 pounds of dragon scale and bone and claws. Because reasons.
That's weighty.
I have a bag of holding that is practically empty.
Okay, you can collect what you need.
Our bag of Atan.
Pretty much.
It's skin, and bones.
Oh, beautiful.
Perfect.
The one thing I've noticed with this party is that you don't fucking loot the dead.
We're not there for
You
loot.
took your bones. Is that looted enough for you?
Yeah. I basically literally took you apart. I have looted you.
If you'd have taken stuff off Thaddeus, you'd have found yourself in like £500 worth of diamonds.
Fair enough.
Thaddeus was quite some time ago.
Thaddeus was kind of walking about after he died, so
And also, we didn't have time to do it because we were at risk of basically getting our brains melted like he did.
yeah.
What was there anything on Atan that would have been found?
I
There
suppose
would
the
have
ruby
been,
ring.
yeah, there would have been a ruby ring,
Ruby
a
ring.
ruby ring.
Ruby ring.
Any
Sorry, my
any
Jonathan
personal
Ross show.
any personal effects that would have been found, Kral would have taken them and given them straight to Morgrax. He's not keeping those. He has no
Yeah.
right to those. He would literally give them to Morgrax to do with as she wishes. That's kind of non-negotiable between him and anybody else who wants to help. But yeah, so any personal effects would go straight to Morgrax, but Kral would do the majority of the butchering with some help from the mercenaries if possible.
Oh, I'd help
just to
with the
speed it up.
butchering. I'd help with the butchering. That's
Oh,
what
I'm
killed me.
so away from your shop before all this starts.
But yes, there would have been 2 rings, my Bloodwell vial, which would now be full of ash, and also a cloak of charisma, plus 668 gold.
I think
What's
there's
Ash doing in
bit-
there?
I think there's a bit too much of me to fit in a vial.
Well, it's a vial from a dragon, so it might be quite big.
That's also very true.
Depends on what you're sampling.
Also true.
It's what we think. That's not me in a vial. This is me in a vial. Help! How did I get in a vial this big?
Good times and war crimes were had by all.
Yes. That sounds like the title of your biography.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the classic. Title of your sex tape.
I'd probably keep a couple of teeth if Carl didn't want them.
I'm taking everything I can take. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to take them all.
Was that Krall's teeth or Atan's?
Morgrax's. That's a hell of a fight.
Okay, so yeah, you can collect all the stuff that you need. Take those things from.
There's
From
also a
that time.
specific reason I'm doing this. So, and I'll come to that bit later when we get to that bit.
We'll get to that. Yeah. So, where to from here? Are you going to head back to Kantichi?
I think so. We need to inform them of what's happened.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get back to Kantichi as you normally do. Are you going back to the house or straight to the council chambers?
Council, I would imagine.
Yeah, Kral. Part of what I sent him, Martin, was Kral would initially go to the council himself with whoever else wanted to come with him to regale them with the story and also make certain requests slash demands.
Yeah, I'd definitely be going because I started this quest. I need to finish it.
Yeah, so you go and meet Lucrezia, who's very happy to see you, and she takes you along to the council chambers with her. I'm not going to tell you. Just go on in. You wander in as she waits outside. In there at that moment is several arm missing, but you can see the faint outline of a sort of spectral arm in its place. He's keeping Mage Hand running to act as a replacement for the moment. And he is sat there talking to Grandmaster Stanyard. Ah! You're back!
Oh no, I was dead when that happened.
So you fall. I'm assuming somebody managed to resurrect you.
No, not quite that simple, but I don't think a wizard like me would put themselves in that much danger without a backup plan.
Well, it's good to see you.
Bone
on
is a
your feet.
wild spell.
So, as you can probably imagine, we were successful.
Aye. Sev's told me that you made it through, and not long after that, the rumbling stopped. So
Well,
there was a sighting of quite a large dragon that appeared, though, for about 30 seconds.
yeah. So, Conarara's dead. Vastro is gone. Istala's gone. Hanumo's gone, as is Amriel and Nagale.
Ooh.
Daramond, Tersith here.
He's just sort of, well,
Ocern and Leosol are returned to the mortal plane with us. I also negotiated with Time that he doesn't punish the mortal plane because nobody was at fault for what happened to them. And they've managed to reclaim their realm.
well, the world owes you all a great debt.
Well, on that score, I would like to make 2 requests. The first of which you'll probably laugh at and hopefully agree, which is to rename the library in Mazdak's honor.
Wait, Mazdak died.
Well, and he'll literally sort of
He's dead, Jim.
Kral's eyes are like a targeter will lock onto Severill. That spell pearl that he wanted to use was unstable, and it couldn't be.
It was
Yeah,
unstable for a reason. I just wanted to push it through and close the gate.
If you'd have done that, you'd have destroyed the mortal plane along with the gods.
Well, we'll never know, will we?
Oh, actually, we will know because Time told us what would happen. So, space moved Mazdak to another plane that was empty, and Mazdak detonated the pearl himself.
Well, there it is then.
So,
Think
first
the
request
library
would
is
be
on- Sorry,
rename the library in his honor.
I think that's the least you could do.
And the second is that the house that was given to us while we were working for y'all would remain ours. And a
Oh,
memorial
yeah, that's no
garden
problem.
for the fallen be built in the rear gardens. And I'll build these myself. The work will keep my mind focused for a while. But we'll be erecting statues for Salviel, Thaddeus, Mazdak. Well, I was going to put one up for you, but obviously don't need it now.
Oh no, they'll come in time.
One for Amriel and Nagali and anybody else I might have missed. There's a quiet place for us to remember the people that, made sure the world still stayed.
Right. Well, I'll bring it up with the other council members about renaming the library. We'll see.
Well,
If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have the library anymore.
I don't disagree, but I don't get to make these decisions by myself.
Just pointing
Yes.
that out.
that's
I
fine.
know.
I mean, I know it's a bit of a strange request, but it seems fitting. He loved his books, and I think he'd find it whimsical if it was named after him.
All right. Yeah. I think it'd be a nice touch, so I'll put the case forward with the council and we'll try.
Do y'all need anything else from us in the short term?
No, I think you've all done quite well. Anything? Yeah, I should be asking that of you. If there's anything I can do for you, then feel free to
Well,
ask.
the intention is that I'm going to set up a contact and check-in protocol with the rest of the family and make sure that everybody's okay. If maybe I could coordinate that through the council, just to make sure, maybe through Lucrezia, not through yourselves directly, obviously. That would be appreciated.
No problem. Oh.
And then,
Yeah. Feel free to use Lucrezia for that.
and then once I've finished what I need to do here, I'll be moving to Giant Country to go and right a few wrongs.
Well, I mean, you may have nearly wiped out one civilization, but you've saved the rest, so balance is out.
Carl's gonna basically sort of like almost dip into the weave slightly and just basically sort of use part of the metal on his shell. He's actually creeping round onto his chest, and he'll just sort of just pull a piece away and just hold it out for Stanyard to take.
What's this?
This is going to be the answer to rebuild that mountain.
Shiny.
Organically growing metal ain't nothing to be sniffed at.
That sounds like the armor from the Sakalex. Now, how did you get a sample of that?
Kroll will just turn. Well, resourceful, let's put it that way.
Very. Okay, well, I think we'll have a big celebration. We might as well. We'll get the city jumping. But aye, all of you, you've done great work. The world will never know quite how thankful it should be of you.
The way it should be.
Well, you come back anytime, right?
Kral will just reach forward with a big hand and just like to shake his hand, and then
Then he will reach forward with a very small one. Several sort of says, right, well, Grandmaster, I must be seeing to that issue that has arisen in Royvikia. So I'll be off. I'll be in touch.
there's an issue.
Yeah, something going on with the elves.
Oh, damn. It's the Dark Elves. That was probably our fault. We let them off the island.
Yes, well, somebody needs to
However-
go and deal with them.
Hanomo being dead, Renee should be less powerful or / powerless. Take your pick.
Well, I'm going to see about that. Hopefully that's true.
And if you ever want a fully working arm, Severill, come see me.
Oh, I'm quite alright, thank you.
If you ever want the other one removed, come see me.
Oh, she does talk. You've taught Kral, you've taught your pet some tricks. And he just walks off.
Me.
I think we need to reassemble the band for one last mission, which is to
Yeah.
smack the smug off that prick.
Kral will turn back to the Stanyard and just say to him, now, it was my intention to hunt out all of his workshops and make sure that they're all shut down and confiscate everything.
I'm already on it.
And any materials you think might be useful with the rebuilding with the giants, providing that they don't execute me on site. But I'll be going back to, I'll be going home to pick up anybody that wants to come with me. And I'll let you know who's coming.
Okay.
Right you are. And Kral's just turn to leave at that point. Could you find some lodging and Toasty, are you going to be okay here?
At this point, the two of them, Stanyard and Tursith, are just sort of looking at each other a bit quizzically. And Tursith doesn't really say anything. He just sort of steps forward and sits down to speak with Stanyard.
So, yeah, Kral's basically got one of the four sorted.
Kral,
Yeah.
when you're building your memorial, would you add SETI?
Kral produces one of the clockwork mechanical dragons. Remember the Elatus?
We couldn't have done it without him. He deserves to be remembered for that.
He will have the place of honor. He gave me a home when I had nowhere else to go. I will honor him.
Thank you.
So yeah, I think that's kind of like the immediate stuff done, unless there's anything anyone else wants to cover in the sort of 2-day period after your return.
No, it's a long-term goal I want, but immediate
Yeah.
is done.
Yeah, that's sort of where we're heading now. So I think we'll take a break and then we'll sort of deal with the long-term goals of people and where you want to sort of see yourself ending up, just to wrap everything up.
Right.
Back alive?
We will. No.
You've been carved up, Fiddy. I
No.
think that ship has sailed.
We will take a quick break. Please join us for long-term goals of those still living, which does not include Atan, weirdly. So, see you in a bit. and welcome back to part 2 of the epilogue. Take it away, Mr. Deer.
So, the first couple of days after your return are, we've been through dealing with the Atan in the room and updating the council on what's happened, putting your request for the library to be renamed and such things. Bernia has drifted away at the first opportunity. You don't quite know where she's gone. The 4 of you remaining. Well, let's start with Sasha and Bug.
Mhm.
So, what's your plan? Where are you gonna head from here, or stay in the city?
Well, I don't care as long as it's with Sasha. I know that sounds really creepy and horrible, but I don't really have a base of operations. So for me, as long as I'm with her, I don't care where we go.
No.
So sweet. But Sasha breaks up with you. She told me. No. Now, what's the plan?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking about staying in Kantichi, really, in the house.
The wizards you despise so much.
I didn't despise them. I just didn't have.
You mistrust so much.
No, only the Dragonborn sorcerers. Who disintegrated me.
So Mazdax finally got to you then. Will you actually go to the library then?
Oh no.
Oh well.
But I figure it'll be like a point for all our friends if they ever wanted to come back. There would be somebody here looking after the house, and I could still work for the council if they needed somebody.
Needed some muscle and some fire.
And some fire.
Yeah, we go blow shit up and kill people. Burn them all.
And that's
Reasonable
how
as ever.
It's a new tavern music group. Muscle and Fire.
And maybe sort of see about getting magic into Anenia so they're not quite so defenseless against that kind of thing.
I'm sure, given your status in the city, you could request the wizards to do a little bit more over there.
We'll see if we can get some Aasimar magic users.
Anenia's all about like the lordly houses and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get a court mage program going on.
Yeah.
Make sure it doesn't turn out like The Witcher.
Indeed.
Nice. So the pair of you stay in the city as the sort of centre point, the check-in point for all of your adventuring friends to sort of come back to.
And, help out if anyone needs anything. So if Carl requests us or Morgrax, we still don't... I would assume that Sasha would assume that Bernia's gone off to do something with Nigale and didn't tell us just because, Nigale was quite important to her. So I figured that the first place Bernia might come looking would be back in Kantichi. And just trying to sort of stay connected with everybody as best I can, considering I'm not magical.
Yeah.
Oh, you got me. You got me there. That is very magical.
I know, I've got my love bug.
Yeah. As long as it's to do with fire, then we're all happy. You'll never be cold when I'm about. I'm hot stuff, baby.
As a kind of proof of concept with the memorial garden that Kroll wants to build, is he'll fabricate the plinths for each of the statues, but then he'll use a small sliver of the metal and sort of a defined wire frame as to how he wants it to grow, and then just slowly feed like the weaver magic into it, so it will grow into that pattern. So there will be these sort of, as a nice sort of final touch from him, there'll be these sort of very detailed living metal statues in the garden.
Nice.
The largest of bit, which will be the sort of the apex of the garden, will be a massive sort of version of Seti as Kroll saw him, which would be the kind of the elderly father.
He certainly was that.
I'd get Kroll to add Quincy to the memorial garden.
Nice. Yeah, I know you've got stuff still to do, Kroll, but yeah. Is that memorial garden the back garden for the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a private thing for us. It's not something that would be sort of put open to the public acknowledged, things like that. So the council know what we did. The council know who we were. They want to visit, like people like Lucrezia who were close with us.
Yeah.
Obviously they could come to pay their respects. Lermy, people we were close with who we've bonded with along the way could again come and pay their respects. This is for our group and extended sort of family who we met along the way to come and pay their respects to obviously those members of the party that are no longer here.
Nice. Very good. Morgrax, what's your future plans?
Smorgasbord's going to wander around for a bit, not really settle down in and out of the house, continue to move around a bit, checking on Nathan's parents, earning herself a gold medal for, not telling them what became of, not telling the whole truth what became of their son.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, no, so some things are better off not being said. But eventually she's going to go down the route of not feeling like healing magic is right anymore, because without Amriel, it just isn't the same. That comfort isn't there. So she'll eventually settle in Kantichi and open up a tea shop so she can bring comfort to others. And it'll have a mysterious reputation of being the kind of place that's always seems to open when you need something. When you're in distress and you just need somewhere, nice and dry, or you need a shoulder to cry on, somehow it's open.
Is this the tea shop equivalent of the Room of Requirement?
Yeah. Pretty much.
I would go once a week to go and have tea with Morgrax.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, after a while, once it gets established, there's a book club set up, which is a raving success among certain members who may once have been clerics.
Lovely. Perfect. And I can just imagine someone sort of stumbling through the streets, the dark, everyone's gone to sleep. They're stubbed their toe or under attack or whatever it is, but suddenly there's just one shop that's lit up.
Yeah. Not quite the equivalent of, are you alright, dearie? Not quite that old, but
Yeah.
Are you alright? Come in, have a cup of tea and a nice warm blanket. Also, there's smut next door.
Yeah. It's like the equivalent of, people think, oh yeah, Alfred, he's only a butler, he's harmless, and the reality of it is, no, Master Bruce is the one who doesn't want to use guns. You're all trapped in here with me.
Yeah.
Morgrak's tea shop never gets robbed.
So, after some time has passed in the city, the four of you kind of stay around for a bit. Morgrax has wandered off for a little bit, but eventually comes back. There are, at some point, a couple of months down the line, 4 letters that fall through the letterbox, addressed to each of the 4 of you in the house. You all open them. They're all the same message. Obviously delivered to wherever each of you individually were, not knowing where you would be at the time, but it reads, well, do you want to read it?
Ooh.
Good friend, I trust you are well in your ventures and travels. Do not worry for me. I have found a suitable place to rest after the monumentous journey we have had. If you find yourselves wandering the Pytuscan Mountains, come to where we stood in the face of fear and triumphed. I have tea and meat to share with you all. It's signed by Bernia and a little bear paw print at the bottom.
Yes, Bernia has retired to the foot of the Pytuscan Mountains, where he once slayed a terrible beast.
Definitely go and visit her.
During this time as well, Kral will visit our friendly Scalebanes at the forge, and he will have them help him craft a full sort of hazard suit using the Red Dragon Scale, because of what he's going to have to do to rebuild this mountain and restart the lava flow. And what better protection than Red Dragon Scale?
There is a new employee at the Scalebane Forge. One Danvir has joined the crew, but they help you get you set up with whatever you need.
And obviously he will share with them what he intends to do, and obviously he knows that they've got the shop here, but if they want to visit at any point and pitch in, they're more than welcome. He'll be moving back to Toriori to recruit the rest of the artificers that are left to come with him, as well as Ocern.
Yeah. The dwarves are definitely up for visiting. I mean, sort of the mountain dwarves and the fire giants are kind of like rival cousins. Like, they bicker amongst themselves.
Yeah.
But if anyone else gets involved, they turn together against that.
Yeah.
Whatever that was, that's kind of just their way of life. They insult each other's craftsmanship, but really they're of the same kind.
Yeah.
Before you leave, check.
Sorry.
I just got that. Damn you. Yes, before you leave, once you've finished the monument garden, there's one morning where you get up and you look out of the bedroom window, and one of the statues has changed. You've now got 2 Bernias in there and 0 Mazdaks. And sometime after that as well, maybe you've left and come back, and those of you that are staying in the city see that the library gets renamed to the Mazdak Library, the Great Cantetian Library, the Mazdak Library, and you sort of, whoever spots it excitedly runs back to the house. You all go out and take a look, and nice, and you share a few memories of Mazdak as well as the journey you all took together. And then the next morning, it just says the Great Cantetian Library again, with one word that's scratched and scribbled out.
It also says, just underneath that, the scribbled out word, it says, the Investigators Library.
Sorry, missed that part, yeah.
In caps. In pen. And whenever somebody cleans it all off again, so it says the Great Cantetian Library, the Mazdak Library, it happens again. It happens regularly.
Yeah. So when Kral sees it, sort of, you'll just, whoever's with him will just briefly see him with reach. There'll be a small hole in the weave open up, and he'll just push his hand in with his thumb up, and then withdraw it and let it
I
close.
think before you withdraw it, you just feel sort of a not a presence, but an echo of a presence of Mazdak. Not Mazdak as you knew him, but Mazdak, future Mazdak.
Yeah, future Mazdak. Yeah.
Every now and again, Sasha would go and sit in Mazdak's library and try and read.
The Investigators Library.
No, in the house.
Oh, in the house. Sorry.
That was Mazdak's library.
And slowly read through one of his books.
Just to
It's all
reiterate,
worth it, Mazdak.
the statue outside that was Mazdak one day was Bernia. A week later, it was Sasha, and a week after that, it was Morgrax. A week after that, it keeps cycling on a weekly basis throughout all of the investigators, even the ones that are no longer on side, even Atta.
So he gets a statue, and his parents have been told he helped save the world. This is traitor erasure. This is.
Well, it's just a massaged version of truth. I mean, he helped protect Morgrax, kept Morgrax alive, which is true.
Which is arguably the most important thing to have happened, really.
Also,
Exactly.
by helping Mazdak practice, he made Mazdak better.
That's it. Good point.
So, it's not. I'm not going to wipe it out completely.
Maybe he was a triple agent all along.
Whenever Attan's statue does come up, it's him as a Dragonborn, but he's got a big penis on his head.
If I do that, I'll play Hoopla.
That's the only change. It still gets a statue, but it shows him as a dickhead.
And every time Sasha goes to get a hoop on there, it just wilts.
I did have a thought when you said about the library and it being like scrubbed out, and then in pen, the investigators under it. It just reminded me of the beginning of Life of Brian.
Yeah.
The spelling of the Romans.
Uh-huh. Are you Thomas?
Hey, Thomas.
Okay, so so Kral, you're off to the Giants.
Yeah, so he would stop off in Toriori, gather up the remainder of his people. The artificers he used to work with, Grimble, he'd explain to them what he wants to do. He would show them what to do with the metal. Obviously, Ocern would already know all of this, who would be with him as well. And then, as a team, they would return to Kantichi and take the portal through to giant country.
You make that long 5-day trek through difficult terrain and fungal forests and all sorts. You make it to the giants. Climb up the mountain and then down the inside of it. And yeah, you are met with unhappy folk. They are obviously still rebuilding after a very difficult situation. They don't really know. I don't think that you caused it.
Yeah.
I don't remember if that was...
One of them, one of the giants did, but I think it was a storm giant because he was the one who took us away.
Yeah.
So Kral will find the remaining leadership of the giants that are on site, and he will essentially regale them with the entire story, start to finish. Won't leave anything out. Won't pull punches. And in his very brusque, honest way, he'll just tell them what happened. And then it will come to an end. And well, way I sees it, there's two options. You decide to execute me right here, my team will still help you to rebuild anyway. Or you allow me to try and right some of this wrong.
So they debate for a while privately. And ultimately, what swings it is Osert, who was naturally their chosen god too. And she even transforms into the visage that they would recognise as their god of craft. And shows off some of her powers and skills within the forge. And they come to the agreement that you'll help rebuilding, particularly with this organic metal that you've worked to cultivate. And they take you on board as an apprentice and swear you to their allegiance, really. As in, you're one of us now, and you don't leave until this is rebuilt.
Yeah. So it's Kral's intention, and he will agree to take the oath. However, he will make it clear that the people who've chosen to come with him to help are not bound by the same, and they may come and go as they please.
Yeah. That is agreed. And you spend the next few years, at least, there. Then you don't leave the mountain. You are there to assist in the cultivation of this living metal and to make sure it grows in the right places. And over time, obviously, things relax around you and you form friendships and you start to learn some of their craft as well while you're there. Osern also stays there as not as their leader. That's not a position she chooses or she opts out of it, but as one of them living amongst them in the form of a fire giant.
Which acts like a Gothi of a sort of proto Norse tribe, an advisor, a spiritual guide.
Yeah.
James, check your messages.
And he would particularly work and pour as much of himself into that magnificent dome to cause the waterfall of lava in the center. And he would pour everything of himself into it. to sort of craft it in such a way to reflect the way it was.
So, Kroll gets to make amends. Bernia chooses solitude. Sasha and Bug choose
No,
the quiet life mostly, but sometimes on missions when the urge calls.
oh, hold on. I'm doing something here. Hold on a second. To
Morgrax
see-
chooses tea.
He is
Good
like,
choice.
It's a fine choice.
and of course, sending out care packages to those who don't come back to Kentucky.
Mm.
So when Chicant has a crowd, he'll be getting like tea leaves in the post and such.
So what's going on with you two?
I was just succeeding on a charisma check with my dating with Sasha.
I am kind of hoping we get the band back together for a wedding.
Well, you
Roll a
never know.
D4, James.
A D4. Okay. 4.
That's how many children they have.
Oh. Wow. Okay, there you go.
I got him to roll a charisma check at advantage, and if he beat my charisma total, which was 12, he succeeded in getting together with Sasha.
He succeeded. Emphasis on seed.
So there's these half-halfling, half-Asimar children.
Yeah, they're
If you will.
God help the world.
very bright with
Asslings.
the fire and the glow.
Yep.
Are they called asslings? Is that what they're called?
That's
Half that.
Half Ismar.
half a mile. So I think those of you that are left can see out the rest of your days, occasionally coming back together to regale the good times and the struggle, and to keep in touch about what's been going on since, and to enjoy some tea. And there we can... There we go. And now Ash is back. And now we can conclude the adventures of the investigators.
Nice.
Excellent
Well
campaign.
done,
Martin.
everyone. This has been a fantastic experience. You're all amazing.
So thank you, Martin, for
Thank you.
an excellent
you.
world to play in. And
Yes.
thank you all, players, for some of you dying lots, others not dying at all, others being, still alive somewhere in the weed.
Just enough, you know.
We contribute with the means we have available to us.
Yes, we
Yes.
do.
Well, I'm getting a bit worried that James has now twice had strange children with his two of his characters.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, this is James's dreams are coming true again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel really sorry for you, Misty, with Morgrax. Simply that it was a bit of a shit thing to do, but however, at the end you cast that spell where you could only ask 5 questions, but one of the rings, what you would have got, would have allowed you to speak to me.
God damn it. Wasting magic on you.
Yeah, he had a ring of mind shielding, which kind of contains the soul upon death of the wearer.
I imagine
But-
she would have figured that out at some point.
You never know. It could come back in a later campaign of Martin's.
I don't think I'm going to go another Red Dragon BBEG.
Oh,
Which
I
would be
don't
a
know.
cursed
what
object.
can you use?
Be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
That's the one.
But no, yes, thank you. It was
Yeah.
very nice to play a healer a sorcerer and then a healer again, but it was very nice to be that that thorn in the side for everyone. That surprise. Very good to play.
That kit.
That
We
kid.
had fun plotting, didn't we, Fitz?
We did. Some might say I had too much with the messages.
Oh,
Ooh, I've had this idea. Ooh, what about this? Calm yourself, Fiddy. They need to survive.
well, well, partly, but it was also kind of the like, that's a great idea, but mechanically, how do I fit that in?
Yeah, there have been some absolutely epic moments in this campaign. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's been any character that hasn't had at least some epic moments. You know,
Or
multiple.
the dread.
Who can't forget Amarius with the big fight when basically myself and Morgrax and Bug joined,
Huh?
and
Mm.
yeah, the first
don't
couple of
forget-
fights for me.
Dalen and Bivnox, also from the very start of the campaign.
I still have Bivnox's 250 gold. Just
Yeah.
saying.
The first two fights for Bug and I was against fire
Yeah.
Yeah,
fire
I'm
things, fire elementals.
Couldn't
And
do
then it
much
got to
there,
the
would I?
point where we had no fights, and then the next fight was in a dream rerun of what we did against things what were magical repellent,
Yeah.
which was
You're
brilliant
right.
fun.
Yeah.
Creative.
It's,
But yeah, I mean, who'd have thought that from the start of the campaign, the only one to not be truly dead at the end would be the Zealot Barbarian? Crazy.
Mm.
Mm.
and to
Turn
be
up the
fair,
books.
who would have thought that Mazdak survived as long as he bloody did?
Yes.
Well, you started this campaign with -3 Constitution.
Finished it with -3 as well.
Hmm.
Oh, it's -2. Sorry, it wasn't -3. It was never -3. It was always -2.
That makes it so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
hit points was Mazdak on at level 15?
Without the
Unbuffed?
unbuffed, 31.
Unfortunately, this does mean that the measurement system of a Mazdak has collapsed. Because now a Mazdak is 0 and infinity at the same time. It's a bit complicated.
Yeah.
I suppose there is one more question to ask though. That
He's Schrodinger's
That's-
Mazdak.
Schrodinger's
Mm.
Mazdak.
we should have Mazdak's character sheet. Sorry, Fiddy, I'll let you go in a second. Mazdak's character sheet should forever say hit points, square root of -1.
Like I say, he's Schrodinger's Mazdak. We don't know if he's dead or alive.
Exactly. Nobody can prove either way. And stuff still keeps happening around the world. Like any statue with Mazdak's face on it, or any
Yeah.
image of Mazdak, will be defaced or changed into one of the investigators on a weekly rotating basis, because he wouldn't want. Mazdak wouldn't have been anywhere without the rest of them. Yeah, much as Mazdak was incredibly powerful and very knowledgeable, he wasn't an offensive magic user.
But he was.
He was
Sasha
offensive.
found him offensive at times.
Sorry.
Yeah, but he had lots of defensive magics and lots of utility magics, not a lot of damaging magics.
I feel like there is a book in the library that after like 4 or 5 years, one of the group's meetings at like the local inn or at Morgrax's tea shop, you got together and you just started writing a book on the great uses of grease in battle.
I like that.
We'll just
I-
make our own Mazdak's grease. And sell it.
Honestly, one of my very favourite things from this campaign was the combat where you just kept casting grease and sliding golems down a cliff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
perfect.
That was so much fun.
You know,
It was so good.
I still think one of my favourite fights from my point of view was when it was in the pit and just sort of like decimated
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
That was so much fun.
I'm quite fond of the fight we had going to go and find Renee, where we lost Salviel and Thaddeus. Because I just remember at the moment when we realised that we'd lost both of them, Bernie looked up at a mind flayer, teleported behind it, and crit its head off. And that was just
Oh yeah,
so
you couldn't have knocked
satisfying.
before Sylvia got her brain sucked out. Sorry.
My memory of that fight was in a holiday in Scotland.
I mean, that's on you. You know.
Yeah, that's what you get for not being there.
But without the loss of Salviel, we wouldn't have had the wonderful Morgrax.
This is very true.
That's true.
One of those,
I
yeah.
feel like that was a compliment to Debbie and also a dig to me.
Well, that's because you're super sensitive. So, you know.
Super sensitive.
But no,
I
it
liked
was, yeah.
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus was cool. I was always so intrigued as to whether we were going to get to the point, because Thaddeus was Sandemian, wasn't he?
Yes.
On the other side of the war that Bernia had been in. I was always wondering, and always wondered if that would have come up if Thaddeus had survived.
Yes, I quite like playing Thaddeus. On some level of Chaz playing Mazdak, being a util and defensive wizard / warlock, sitting on the fence, being a follower of Tersith. Yes, I healed, but the chain of thought was: do I do this? Would I do this, or would I just keep my party alive, type thing, which was always quite nice to do, rather than having to overthink: do I cast Guiding Bolt or Sacred Fail or something like that. It was quite nice just to kind of be the essentially wandering cleric of whatever happens.
The party was genuinely at one point the big bladed babes with the bouncing boys in the back. It
Yes.
was brilliant. Like 3 large women with very big swords, with the 3 support casters backing them up, making them big, making them quick.
It's good synergy,
Yep, for sure.
and good alliteratively too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always helps. So, I think we'll wrap it up there for today.
Well, I've got one more question. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Go.
Yeah. For all of those who survived, do they level up DM?
Ash has already messaged me asking if they leveled up.
And what's the answer then, DM?
Yes, you could all level up
Hey.
for the last time.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. I mean, are there any sort of questions to fill in any blanks that might have been left on the lore or anything? Or backstory stuff?
Do we get to know if it was actually true that Several and Bernia were related?
You do not.
Ooh.
So, the one thing was it actually like a time loop where did the group at the end kind of break that loop by doing what they'd done? They'd done it differently this time, or is this always how it has and was and will always be?
Good question. Next. Yes, it is different this time. Well, there was never really a loop. It was sort of maybe one loop, which is effectively future Mazdak's interruption in your timeline made the difference, bringing you guys, well, the original party of 4, bringing them together at the start of things. Things just played out differently and ended differently, of course. So, yeah, it is different. It obviously hasn't followed the original timeline, but it wasn't like it was a constant loop going round and then it was finally broken.
So I have a question about Nimrillan. Is she or they actually Mazdak?
Nimrillan is a composite being.
Right, yes, I
Made
yes,
up
I
of-
remember you saying, sorry.
Yeah, made up of Mazdak and two others who lost themselves to the weave.
Okay. So, follow-up question. If Mazdak had taken the time to ask what the price was, would they have told him the truth? That
Yes.
no magic?
Yes, you would have lost connection to the weave.
I think he'd have done it anyway.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yep, I think so.
And
Mazdak always was a take action, write a book about it later kind of guy.
Yes.
yeah,
He was quite good at making plans, but if there was something that had to be done, he'd just do it.
yeah, for sure. One for me from a DM perspective, because we know we come up with a world, a start of an idea of where this is going to go, and like a hook for a storyline, for a trajectory for the group to go. Was Contrarara doing what she'd done part of that, or was that off the fly and then you turned it into?
I used what was put in. I mean, the end goal originally was kind of go to the realm of the gods and fight them for control.
The world.
Contrarara was not part of the original plan.
Okay. Yeah,
think-
it makes sense. So I just wanted to know from like a DM point of view, because it's one of those
Yeah.
where it happens, doesn't it? You never know what the group is going to do, and you can always kind of sort of like bootleg them into a corner of what needs to happen next type thing. And I know we don't tend to do that, but it's just quite nice to know that you took that and kind of weave that, pun intended, into the story, and made it work like that. It was it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think naturally you've got to be flexible as a DM, and you're not just writing your own story, you're telling our story. So take elements of what happens in play and roll with it, see where it ends up. I kind of remember the devious cackle I had when I realised, wait, she's going to teleport away. Where does that put her?
Nice.
When the players hand you a gift wrap parcel,
Well, exactly. And like, of course, I can spend 100 sessions going, this is the person to defeat, this is the person to defeat. But you don't necessarily have any sort of emotional connection to that. The fact that you all hated and wanted to destroy Contrarara was because you had organically made an enemy.
Yeah.
That makes a better enemy than anyone I could have told you was the baddie.
Quite.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's it.
the
No more
question-
questions.
I think we're all feeling now is like, what's next from us as a group for Tuesdays? Because obviously we have our Daggerheart campaign that runs on a Sunday. Would we be interested in Tuesdays for a long form or some short form stuff? And if we do short form, do we want to stream it? Or is that something we need to talk about offline?
Probably talk about that offline. That would probably
Okay.
Yeah.
work, and then we can come out next
Close
Sunday.
the stream and have a chat.
plan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed The Investigators. So named because I'm bloody minded. But we have all immensely enjoyed this. We just have to thank all our players and, of course, Martin, our wonderful DM. We will see you Sunday for Tales from Mississippian, which is our Daggerheart campaign. Please join us for that. We'll be back at some point on a Tuesday. We're not sure what with yet, but we will be here. So it just remains to say, if you like this, and why the hell wouldn't you? Thank you so much for watching. You're amazing. We will see you very soon. If you didn't like it, however, well, off you fuck.